Do you like Gunpla? Do you want to build Gunpla without the cost or satisfaction? Then you might enjoy Gundam Breaker 4. This is a game that I was pretty excited for, and as a newcomer to the series, I'll give you my thoughts on the game. It's worth noting that I have not finished the game yet, so this is just my opinion so far. I also haven't played any multiplayer, so I won't be commenting on that. GB4's main gameplay loop is deploying on missions with your team to battle other Gunpla, and in the process, break off and collect parts that you can then use to customize your own mobile suit. I'll touch more on that soon. Now you may have noticed I've been calling it Gunpla and not Gundam. If you don't know, the reason for that is this game is not about Gundam from the various anime series. It's actually about the hobby of building plastic model kits known as Gunpla. In this game, you are playing a Gunpla game in its beta. You start as a beginner using the classic RX-78 Gundam. You quickly meet your first ally, who shows you the ropes in the game's tutorial mission. Throughout the first few chapters, you meet other allies and slowly grow your clan. The story is full of anime tropes and cliches, even down to the characters you meet. You have a people pleaser, a womanizer, pink and blue twins, and a troubled rich girl. You learn more about your ragtag party as you progress the story. That being said, I had a really hard time paying attention to it, as it just didn't catch my interest. However, I was okay with that, because the main draw of the game is customizing your Gunpla. As I said before, you deploy on missions which consist of mostly hack-and-slash gameplay that will bring you back to when you were a kid in an arcade with a pocket full of quarters. The standard difficulty of the game is extremely easy, and hardcore seemingly just turns every enemy into a bullet sponge without any actual increase in AI difficulty. In this case, all it does is make missions take a little more time, though I'm sure if I played it enough, I'd find a build that makes hardcore feel overly easy too. While you're out on these missions with very little variety, you fight other Gunpla. While doing damage, you can break off different parts of the Gunpla, which will then be automatically collected, granting you the use of them to customize your own. You also seem to get more breaks the higher you keep your hit combo, which caps out at 999. The combat is very simple. You can have 2 guns and 2 melee weapons equipped, each being controlled with its own button. The parts you use on your Gunpla can also grant you other weapons and abilities to use during combat, in the form of EX skills and OP skills. EX skills run off of a meter that's generated just by fighting, and OP skills each have their own cooldown. In all honesty, I probably spent more time just making different builds than I did actually using them. I had a great time recreating my favorite Gundam and making custom versions based on each one so they performed well within the flow of the game's combat. A common complaint I've heard was your Gunpla can look quite silly during cutscenes if all you use is whatever the best parts you have. But I never experienced that, partly because the amount of time I spent building, and because of the customization systems in place. You are able to adjust the size of individual parts so that they fit together better, and you can completely customize the color of each part as well. With enough effort, you can have a completely custom Gunpla that looks like it was ripped right out of an anime. There's also a diorama mode that allows you to create unique scenes for your Gunpla and take photos to save if that's your thing. The visuals of the game are good. The models definitely look like they are made of plastic, and the levels you fight in are nothing memorable, but also not distracting from the gameplay itself. The special effects of firing lasers, bullets, and missiles look good and are very satisfying. The sound quality is also good, with exciting music and various sound effects for different weapons. The performance is a bit hit and miss. I'm playing on PC with an i5-13400F, RTX 4070, and 16 gigabytes of RAM. The game runs smoothly on high settings, around 60 FPS, but when first starting it up, it seems to be choppy and seizes up occasionally. This goes away after the first 30 minutes or so, but can still be a little annoying. All in all, Gundam Breaker 4 is a really fun game that feels a lot like a hack and slash looter. While it is fun to play, it can get a little boring with its simplistic combat and its uninteresting story. It's not a game that will keep my attention for months on end, but it is a great game to sit down and enjoy for a few hours at a time, as long as you don't get carried away with the building like I did. I don't actually rate any game I play, but let me know if you would like a rating. I do recommend picking up this game if you like Gundam or even just mech games or looters. There's definitely a lot of potential grind here if you like that in a game. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments.